What if you could use artificial intelligence to build your investment portfolio? Well, that's exactly what our next guest has created. Alex Harmson is CEO and co-founder of Global Predictions and joins us now to explain this really interesting idea. It's called PortfolioPilot.
That's right. Happy to be here, Scott.
Tell me how it works.
Basically, what we've done is taken all the best parts of AI and traditional human financial advisors, merged them into one. We've built a large infrastructure that monitors what's happening in the world, trends, integrates that with sort of the latest Wall Street portfolio management tools, and then uses AI to actually personalize recommendations for you around your specific portfolio. So we've made it as easy as possible to simply copy and paste or connect directly to your retirement accounts, your brokerages, cash, real estate, any stock options you might have. And then the system automatically assesses that, connects it to what's happening in the world, gives you specific problem areas, and even recommendations on how to improve your portfolio.
So I literally upload my portfolio, and then artificial intelligence goes through and decides, well, maybe I should be more weighted here versus there. Maybe this is too expensive versus that. How many users do you have right now?
You're exactly right. We actually think that it's what we call hybrid AI. And so we use a mix of traditional financial models and some of these new techniques around large language models, GPT-4, so that it's not purely just a black box AI algorithm. Right now we have about 10,000 users, about $5 billion of assets on the platform. As you can imagine, it's really taken off. We've been in the market for a couple of years now, and just in the last couple months, adding in all these new AI features has caused an explosion in users and feedback.
What's the difference between what you're doing and a robo-advisor, which I think people who watch CNBC and watch our program have a pretty good familiarity with?
We like robo-advisors a lot. Tremendous potential there, really low cost. Over the last 10 years, that's completely changed the game for a lot of individual self-directed investors. The biggest problem with robo-advisors is that it's typically just stocks and bonds. It's fairly low risk, but low return in terms of the way they construct their portfolios. And we actually think that most of our users, tens of millions of Americans, actually want something that's a little bit more personalized to their scenario. And so the idea of just being put in a stock robo-advisor portfolio doesn't fit for mostly everybody you talk to.
I feel like when you use the word, personalize, I think of human beings as the most personal interaction, especially when it comes to somebody's assets. Josh Brown, I'd love your opinion on this as a human being who helps people put together portfolios. What you make of this particular product and what it may mean in the future in the way that our viewers and investors put together their investing futures.
I don't really know a lot about the products, but I think what Alex is right about is that the ability to use these tools will absolutely augment the quality of advice that you can give and the quantity of people that you can serve. And that's the history of how the advisory business has grown up with technology over the last 50 years. So he's absolutely on the right track, that this is the next evolution, using these types of tools to customize the experience. But I think one thing that maybe is getting lost in the shuffle here, just because you can add hedge fund-like strategies to a person's portfolio, it doesn't mean performance will be better. In fact, most of the academic research says it'll be worse. That's one. Number two, Wealthfront has already tried it, didn't work out well. So it's not true that the robos don't have access to alternative strategies. And three, I don't think, Alex, you're registered and you're actually giving advice. I think what you're doing now is making suggestions that investors can then take themselves, right?
You're absolutely right on many of those things. The personalization that we talk about, partly being able to just ask the system questions, being able to dive into specific stocks or bonds or real estate or questions around asset management, portfolio management. We're specifically not a trading platform, right? It's not about day trading. It's not about trying to tell someone this is a really hot stock, buy this today. This is about long-term investment, similar to what you see with a lot of human financial advisors. I think right now we're in the middle of getting the SEC approval, and so we're registering as a registered investment advisor. one of the great benefits of that is that it's currently completely free to anyone that wants to use it. And so we're going to roll out a premium subscription this fall. But it's very important to us that we layered these financial models together with the AI so that we can get the regulatory approval, so that we can actually have this fiduciary responsibility and give recommendations that are truly meaningful to all of our users, which is something that's never been tried before, from any of these robo-advisors. And actually very difficult, I think, to do that trading and give the advice at the same time, partly because of what was just mentioned with fiduciary responsibility.
Super interesting.